Good evening, members of the council and Chief Perkins. I'll pretend. I want to thank this council and the chief for releasing the case files to the Roberson family. The Roberson investigative team is already going through these records, and we feel that progress is being made. This family should never have had to fight, beg, and sue this city for what was rightfully theirs. While we acknowledge this step forward, compliance is not accountability. We are standing here tonight because we have yet to hear a formal public apology from this police department for the harm inflicted on the Roberson family. As we dig deeper into these files, a painful reality emerges. There is so much more that demands accountability. These records expose a blatant, destructive pattern of tunnel vision. Captain Rhodes, Ranger DeLuna, and Chief Blanchard did not follow the evidence. They invented a false narrative and tried to force the facts to fit it. They weaponized their authority against this family. And the cost of their tunnel vision was years of relentless harassment directed at the innocent family, alongside a massive waste of public resources and valuable time. We were shocked to discover that in 2023, Captain Rhodes and Frank Kent scoured Ruby's financial records, Facebook photos, IP addresses, geolocation, and her private emails and messages. They used the absolute power of a search warrant to rip through her entire personal life. It is deeply disturbing to know that state agents were picking through her private, intimate messages. And why? Because in that very warrant that was signed by a judge, Captain Rhodes explicitly wrote, and I'll quote it, "Ruby Hall has been unwilling to tell police that her mother is responsible for the death of Elisa." How dare you? You executed a warrant on a grieving sister because she refused to validate a lie. Captain Rhodes spent hours rooting through hundreds of private messages and random Facebook posts, and he found absolutely nothing. Not one single iota of evidence linking Ruby or her family to Elisa's disappearance. You owe Ruby and her family a massive public apology. And if you had the audacity to target Ruby, where was the warrant for Debbie Green, the person who has spent a lot of energy getting the police and the community to attack and harass this family? This was a very targeted effort, yet this police department chose to take the word of an individual arrested multiple times for theft, fraud, and domestic violence while actively looking the other way. What was done to this family is an absolute disgrace, and the negligence needs to stop now. I will stand at this podium until a formal public apology is delivered to the Roberson family for the heartache, the disruption, and trauma that you have put them through. And just to show you how persistent and pervasive this lie has been, I met a Texas Ranger back in August, and I asked him what his thoughts were. He literally said, "Well, the LE stays with the house because one of the siblings witnessed everything, and even without proof, they can't let that go." I mean, who said they witnessed this? Where's this document of this sibling that said that? And he turned his back and walked away from me. So Chief Perkins, you know what to do. Thank you, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm here to speak with the truth about the woman investigators have spent years trying to tear down. I have watched Mama Marina fight to protect her children since I was a little girl. People are very quick to judge her. They talk about her temper, but they never ask why she had one. Marina has been fighting for her life since she was a little girl. Life was never easy for her, and the temper people point to was her way of keeping her kids safe in the world that wasn't. We are not perfect, and times were different then. But I can tell you firsthand, we were loved and we were cared for. I watched Marina get beaten many times, and watched my own mother fight to pull that monster off of her while they fought for their lives. We were right there, children ourselves. We weren't just friends, we were survivors together. When Elisa disappeared, it broke us. We were all searching. Our family were out there and alleys, digging through dumpsters. We were the ones passing out flyers into our hands. We're raw. We were in shock. We were crying. And we were holding onto each other. Sorry. We didn't know what else to do. We all loved Elisa. I saw Marina's heart break in real time. She wasn't a suspect. She was a mother in pain, beside herself trying to find her little girl. For many years, real needs have been ignored because Captain Rose and Chief Blanchard were on the watch hunt. They were too busy wasting time trying to create an evidence that fit their instead of looking for the truth. They choose to judge a mother trauma rather than investigate a disappearance. This family has been dragged through the mud for decades. Marina and Ruby has been through things that half of the people in this room would not be able to live through. They have been threatened as suspects instead of
This family has been dragged through the mud for decades. Marina and Ruby has been through things that half of the people in this room would not have been able to live through. They have been treated with suspicion instead of the compassion any grieving family deserves. Because of that, this family is owed more than just an investigation. They deserve a formal and public apology for the way they have been treated by this department and its leadership. It is time to stop investigating the victims and start investigating the facts. Our family deserves the truth. Elisa deserves to be found. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say something. I didn't know Elisa, but I have met Ruby, and I just want to apologize from the bottom of my heart that they don't have answers. It breaks my heart. And I just hope that someday they get them. And that's it.
The family and team has recently begun reviewing the case files turned over under the legally binding Rule 11 agreement. We are hopeful to finally have these documents. We have only just skimmed the surface, and already it's obvious that critical pieces are missing. Furthermore, Elisa's personal belongings taken from her family home on August 7th, wait for this, 1989. Personal belongings have not been returned. In particular, a diary and address book remain withheld. Furthermore, what the team has seen in these files reveals an unprofessional investigation conducted by Captain Kyle Rhodes and I can't even call him Chief, Eric Blanchard. Records show investigators spoon-feeding details to interviewees to force a confession, allowing unauthorized individuals to sit on sessions. They also weaponized their power by executing a search warrant on Ruby Robertson's private information. Very clear that the warrant found absolutely zero links to suggest the family had any involvement, and it's deeply disturbing to see such coordinated efforts trying to implicate an innocent family. Chief Perkins, you took an oath to serve and protect, not to shield the department from accountability. It's time to fulfill that oath and deliver a formal public apology to the Roberson family immediately.
Afternoon. Okay, I'm here for Elise and Ruby. I actually have the search warrant. This is going to fall back just like the woman that got tased. There's no probable cause at all. Randy knew that. That's why he's not here anymore. Perkins knew that. I hold you accountable for that because he works for you. If you don't have any teeth, you need to find some, especially after I tell you what happens here. So Perkins knows this. And Jason, that was our friend.
Yeah.
Right? I expect something to get done. Okay. So probable cause is not rumors. It's not hearsay, right? This is what the warrant was about. They went after Ruby, the sisters, not the moms, private messages, deleted data, her GPS tracking, Facebook, social media, personal pictures between her and her husband. What are they looking for? Financial records. What are they looking for? Okay, probable cause came, exactly what she said, because Ruby refused to admit that her mom killed her sister. I will be here every time I can until you're fired. Liars don't belong here. And oath breakers don't belong here. Bye, Randy. So, what else did they use? Well, they took drug dogs out to her house 2016 twice, hit twice, dug up her house, dug up the property, never found anybody. If you don't find anybody, what's your probable cause? Nothing. Experts came back and said it was the sewer lines triggering the dogs. That's in your warrant. Is that probable cause? No. You're not an idiot. That's not probable cause, right? You're just a liar. Okay. Can we get into her records because she doesn't believe her mom got killed? No. Can you get into her records on her mom's property because dogs triggered 10 years ago? No. No probable cause. That was DA Sam Smith, who was corrupt. Glad he's gone. Thank Odin. You got Rhodes, and you got Kent still working here to sign that. I expect you to hold him accountable. Kent needs to get the fuck out of here. Bye. Anybody that would sign that warrant saying that needs to go. How dare they? Personal records, Jason. How would you feel? Let me put this in perspective for you. If they can do it to her, they can do it to anybody out here. That means at any time they can go through all of your records because they don't like what you say. And that's the way this police department's been run since Blanchard and that shithead right there. It's time for a change. Mary, it's all on you. They work for you.
This family has been dragged through the mud for decades. Marina and Ruby has been through things that half of the people in this room would not have been able to live through. They have been treated with suspicion instead of the compassion any grieving family deserves. Because of that, this family is owed more than just an investigation. They deserve a formal and public apology for the way they have been treated by this department and its leadership. It is time to stop investigating the victims and start investigating the facts. Our family deserves the truth. Elisa deserves to be found. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Put this in perspective for you. If they can do it to her, they can do it to anybody out here. That means at any time they can go through all of your records because they don't like what you say. And that's the way this police department's been run since Blanchard and that shithead right there.